So what I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you a little bit about Impressionist painting.
What's Impressionist?
Do you know anything about Impressionists? Have you heard of a fella called Monet?
Yeah.
Monet,
Yeah.
he was the first one who created Impressionist painting. He tried to paint an impression of what he saw rather than draw every intricate detail of every bit of outline and fill it in with colour. What he tried to do was paint an impression of the whole thing. So what I'm planning to do is I've got a bunch of things that I want to paint there, and I'm just going to show you an approach. We're going to do it in one colour only, which is that browny colour, which is it's called burnt sienna. I put a bit of terps in there so that I can use that.
What's that?
Turpentine. It's oil of turpentine. It's very...
Is it like white spirit?
It's like white spirit, but better. White spirit doesn't work as well as this terps. The first thing you do with a canvas, if you're painting an impressionist picture, is you kill the white. Kill the white because it scares the living daylights out of your white. You don't know what to do on white, so you just kill it. Get rid of the white. Now you see that's more like that than it was a minute ago when it was boring white, okay? So all I do is I make it more like that altogether. We'll have some darker stuff down there where that dark bottle is. I need the terps. Can you hold the terps for me? You're so good and kind, Jenny, isn't it? Jenny, yeah. So I'll just ease that out of there. It smells of turpentine. What I'm doing is I'm doing the whole painting in that brown. So I'm not worrying about colours so much. I'm just worrying about light and dark, the tones of it. Do you know what tone means? Yeah. Tone? Yeah. The tone of something is the lightness and darkness of it. It's divorced from colour.
Look how disgusting that looks.
I thought it looked very good. I thought it was real when I saw him. Okay, now we've got that. That's more like that than it was a while ago, okay? Now I want you to have a look at that whole thing and decide. I'm just going to put a bit of terps on that so it smooths that over a bit. Now, I want you to tell me the three biggest differences you can see between that and that.
Looks like you smelled shit on the phone.
Looks like what?
Looks like you smelled shit on it.
It is, it's like shit, but it's a much better smell and a better colour.
It's not really as defined, it's not really defined.
Yeah,
Not really.
pick out the tones of it and tell me which is the darkest tone in that bunch of things there.
The red.
You think the red is darker than the blue?
Oh, no.
I don't know.
There's no blue in it.
I see the brown at the
No, we're just using one colour, so we're looking for lights and darks. So definitely that blue thing has got to be in there somewhere, hasn't it? So if we imagine that blue is about there, and we imagine the flowers are up there somewhere. Okay, so what do you think I should add to make that more like it?
More of a shape of the bottle. See this really dark bit here?
Yeah.
Make that more into the shape of the bottle and then sort of make that more rounded.
Okay, what about the brilliant light behind that flower? If we put a bit of
camera crew, make sure you don't touch it.
bit of terps in behind there, and we take a little bit of that white out there. Now there's a nice bit of dark. Can you see the dark bit in the top of that bottle?
Yeah.
Goes down that side like that, and down there, and there's a bit of dark across there.
I can see a bottle now.
Okay, and at the top of that bottle, can you see a little bit of light in there?
Yeah.
I'm going to try and lift that little bit of light out down the edge of that bottle. And there's a little tiny bit of light in there, like that. Another little tiny bit down there. And I haven't dealt with that fruit at all, or that bowl, but we need to put in the little stems of that plant there, and perhaps that one's slightly darker there.
How do you do it again?
Like that, you mean? It's based on a dog panting, so you go. Okay, we've got to do that the big flower thing that goes across there like that, and there's a big bit that comes down there and turns up there at the side. Now that's a bit more like it than it was a while ago, okay? You happy on that?
Yes, very, very happy.
I can see how happy you've turned out to be. So basically that gives you a rough idea of the way I approach this. Do you want to grab yourself some bits of something to set up so that you can paint something? You were there before. Chloe. Let me shove this back there. Rubbish bin?
It's brown.
That's turpentine, yeah.
I can't do this. Medium.
Now that's good. You see, he's done one already. That's really good. That's really good. Yeah. Yeah. Okay, fell off the end of that.
I'm going to paint it all, this colour, and then I'm going to go over it, the outline, do the outlines that in dark.
Well, why don't you try doing the outlines in light with a bit of that terps and a rag? You could lift that.
What, and use this and do it really light?
Yeah, bring that ahead of you there.
That candle's just there to relax me.
Okay, so
No, I know.
that is a light subject in the middle of a darker thing, and the top bit is really dark, and try and leave that central bit, the white bit, for the centre. Okie doke. You're doing the candle thing in the middle?
That's a lime and lemon, but I haven't sort of done them yet properly.
Okay. Now, if you want to use a bit of rag for that, you can lift that out. You can get that really brilliant on that side, you see. And this needs to be a little bit dirtier on that side. That's good. Trying to work out roughly where that's going to be. So why don't we make that the shoulder of that thing, and then this top bit coming up out of there, so you get a little bit of turpentine up there, so that bit you could lift him out like that.
Yeah. So that's going to be the candle?
That's going to be the candle, yeah.
Okay.
I'm honestly not artistic at all. I like art. Put that in.
Imagine you're doing your man there. So that's got to be lighter than that whole thing. Yeah. Got to be lighter than that. You've got a bit of light behind from where you're sitting, and that comes about there, you see. See the light of that table?
Yeah, right. Oh my.
Now, have you got a brush for the dark?
Yeah, what one would you like to use? Take your pick, man.
That's a good one. Okay, so now we imagine you're trying to do those dark shadowed things. Shall we make his nose there, that bit?
Do exactly what you like.
Make that the nose section in there like that. And then there's an eye which comes in here.
Oh my fucking god, yeah. If you were to see what he just done. He just got a rag, and he just went, what we need to do is and he just scraped it off, done the whole shape of the skull, and done it. And he used a rag.
Oh my god, that was just a smiley face.
You see the shape of the mouth? It's like a curve, like an S line on its side, so it goes up there like that. And then there's a bit there, and then there's a lovely bit in the back here where the jaw articulates with the... What I'm doing is I'm basing those smudges on what I see in front of me. And the top of that comes up there. That's quite light up there, isn't it?
What does that say?
That goes there like that. Right down there. That's the edge of that thing. And that goes right up. How far do you reckon? About there? It has light outline. Why don't we get the shape of that bottle right?
That bottle, yeah.
Yeah. So this comes out about there and goes straight down like that. Boom. Sorry? Which one are you going to have a look at this? That one? Is that yours?
Yeah, can you help me a little bit?
Yeah. Okay. Now from where you are, you're looking at his. Have a look at where it is from exactly in front of it, and you'll see that you've got a different view from the other man. And your view is like, boom, boom, and he's tilted his head back. So this bit is back down here. Can I just nick some of the black off there because it doesn't work? It's in the wrong place. Is that all right?
Yeah.
You don't want to wash plates, tell us wash them. No, don't do that. You might want to reference it.
Now then, what we should do is we should establish where the thing is.
Yeah.
And let's have the bottom of it so we know where it is on that wood. Okay? You happy with that? So that goes right across there and it comes up behind the chin. So it comes down to an angle like that, across there. Okay, now, if I get rid of that line because they're not in the right place exactly, and we've got to establish where the back of that skull is. Okay, let's decide on where you're measuring to say, imagine we say that bit to there is the bottom of that chin. About there, all right? About to there?
Yeah.
Now, just above that is the next bit of his mouth, which goes up there and comes down, comes really deep down there. And there's a line which runs down to the edge of the jaw, like that. I'm just doing all the black bits now. And there's that bit goes across there. All I'm doing is trying to paint the shapes of those bits and pieces there. And there's a little bit behind there which goes down there. And then the rest of that shape comes down in here to go behind that bit.
Like, heavy watching you paint.
What?
Watching you paint, I can do it for hours.
Now the cigarette bit comes out of there and he comes not quite to the bottom, so he's about to there. Okay, and there's a little bit of black right in the end of that where the edge of the cigarette is. And then just above that there's this little heart-shaped thing which is the nose cavity. And that goes up like a upside down heart. You see that?
Yeah.
I mean, you could have painted that, couldn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there's all those teeth are like that. Boom, boom. I'm just doing the edge of the brush, a little tiny bit like that. And there's a few teeth down underneath there like that. He looks good, doesn't he? I'm sorry I've been so long away. 1 million people. Now that's got to be slightly narrower. Can you see how that's fiercely dark up there?
Yeah.
Did you use the same brown all the time? That's good.
Yeah.
So
continuous, yeah.
That goes really dark to that edge of that thing, that edge of that bit of paper. See that? And it's a slight curve down. You see that curve down? It comes up again, like that. And then at the bottom, it's the same again, slight curve down, coming up. Good on you. That should be slightly lighter where the daylight creeps through there. Are you seeing that? And are you seeing those lovely reflections of the window there?
They're kind of bouncing off and complementing each other.
Yeah. So that's got to be a bit paler than that.
Yeah.
And the tabletop should come just about there. Now that is a totally straight line, isn't it? It doesn't flare out like that, like you've got it. So we'll have that coming down there like that, and that coming down there like that, and we'll make that the. And there's a really gorgeous bit of light there, way like that. Look at that one. Oh, that's great, isn't it?
Incredible.
I think you could do that dot on the eye better because it doesn't look as if it's in the right spot to me. Let me just move him out and put the eye above put the dot above the eye, just a tiny little dot, just above it. But yeah. Perfect.
Perfect. Thanks very much.
Oh gosh, I'm so knocked out with that. Especially the sky, the light from the sky. Yeah, very good.
Getting a tad emotional here.
Well, no, it's. Do you want me to put my name on it as well?
Of course I do, yeah.
Sure.
Of course I do.
I'll do it very small.
Do it as big as you want it.
No. Come back and have a look at it from back here. You won't believe how good it is. Just come right back here and then turn around and have a look at it. It's bloody amazing, isn't it?
That is perfect.